settle this one. Jesus na helele, DJ cream na waya o. Jesus na helele, organic na waya o. No cream be like no cream be like hello, DJ cream na helele. See this woman. He's saying like organic. You don't buy organic, you don't see the result, the best result of organic. I know say you when you look me now, you dey save money, you want for organic. I want to watch this video for the beginning to the end. Make you see the result of organic they give. Very fantastic results. You see this woman, when you watch her, that guy, you say one buy organic, you want buy organic, you want buy organic. You don't buy organic now. What is the result? So beautiful, man. Now, wow. God, they cry now. You don't get skin reaction. Organic soap. I want to impress my colleague. I don't say you want to buy one by one by. That's what you buy. What is so much better than that? You buy out now. No. Now, those are not telling you what you know and share with your friends. Don't call it as a friend. No, what is not organic. And it's very, very fantastic. Okay, buy out. And your result is. You hear me? Robo Shekiri, not this set on this one. You can buy this one. We should not use it. He said no, he want me skin this sweet. Skin very blue. 1.5% level. Share this video, meet many of your friends. Share and meet many of them. So that make them buy organic. Organic is very fantastic. If you buy and use them, you go come back on this page. Come give me testimony. You go see the work of organic. The work of bleaching cream. You go see them. You go know say men are bigger. They use organic and bleaching cream. You go see your skin. You go see organic na papa. Buy am. What's my number? Buy am. Should we just say this? Buy organic. Buy am finish. You go see the result of organic. Now me tell you, buy am. And don't forget to share this video. Share am with your friends. Share am with your uncle. Share am with your sister. Tell your brother what. Share am if I make you watch am. Because organic is fantastic. Robo scatter. Shekiri settle. This matter when you dey now. Shekiri. Don't be settle this one. Just na
She wakes up one morning and finds worms coming out of her VJJ. Jesus Christ. Aunt Jane screamed. Alice jumped up, covering herself with the bedsheet. Her face turned pale. Auntie, please, get out of my house, Aunt Jane shouted, shaking with anger. After all I've done for you, this is how you pay me. Get out. That night, Alice packed her clothes into a small bag and left. She didn't even know where she was going. After walking around aimlessly, she called one of her friends, Sandra, to let her stay in her apartment. When Alice moved in, Sandra gave her a serious warning. Alice, listen to me carefully. This compound is not like others. Most of the men here are married and their wives are from dangerous villages. Don't ever try anything funny. They use juju on women who sleep with their husbands. Alice laughed loudly. Ah, Sandra, you're too superstitious. You believe all these stories. I'm serious, Sandra said. If you value your life, behave yourself. But Alice didn't listen. A week later, she met a ritual Haji who lived 3 houses away. He drove a big black jeep and always sprayed money on her whenever they met. Before long, Alice was sneaking into his house every evening. Haji's wife, a quiet but strong woman, soon heard the rumors. One afternoon, she confronted Alice at the gate. Young lady, leave my husband alone. I'm warning you, she said coldly. Alice rolled her eyes. Madam, your husband is not a baby. If he didn't like me, he wouldn't come to me.
la denti e fai da doccia. Perché farà un po' scuola inizia. Non andare a cercare fuetta per mettere a dormire per ora.
No, a dormire, perché freddo.
Quando tu finisci a fare doccia, ti metti i vestiti più un po' pesanti.
Covering herself with the bedsheet. Her face turned pale. Auntie, please, get out of my house, Aunt Jane shouted, shaking with anger. After all I've done for you, this is how you pay me. Get out. That night, Alice
Make this make sense. That this man is coming exactly like the one when my daughter was online. I don't understand how this happened. True, that's just why I'm talking here online. And I will never stop talking. I will not stop talking. I will not stop talking because I want justice for my daughter. I want everyone to help. I want justice. The police have decided that she committed suicide and they closed the case. And these people have a set of twins that looks exactly like my child. So, where did the twins come from?
That people, Dorothy's story is becoming deeper and deeper. Let's listen to find out what actually happened to her daughter.
A few days later, they called me back and said, by the way, we want to have a funeral for her and we don't want you to come to the funeral. We're not expecting you in the funeral. Please don't show up in the funeral. They further said, we can allow you to come see her corpse in the morgue, but we don't want you in the funeral. I said, okay. So they left. So on that funeral day, I went. My mind was just to go and just sit quietly and watch them. Watch my child, or at least I didn't want to go and see my child like that. But I couldn't hold myself. What would I be doing that? So I went, excuse me, I went with a friend of mine because she insisted on coming with me. And then one other friend went to the funeral place because they didn't know her. So she was free. He was free to go in. First of all, they made a flyer for the funeral. You need to see that flyer. Just not even a flyer. They made it on the phone and sent it digitally to all their friends. And that burial announcement did not have their names. They just put the viewing of so and so person will be on so and so day. The interment will be at so and so place. After burial at so and so place. This man and his wife did not even put their names on that flyer. So we were still driving to the funeral place. You can imagine how crazy I would look that day. On our way going, we got a call from that friend of mine who was inside. He said, please don't come. These people have a place outside the door. And I'm sure they're waiting to get you. They're waiting to arrest you. And I'm sure they have gone to court to file something against you that you are going to come and disrupt. And you know American people, security system, they must have placed you on you. They must have placed the restraining order on you. That you know it. So please don't come. Don't come. I said no, I will come. I eventually went there, but I parked far away from the church. I was just viewing everything. By the time I got there, my child's body was already in the church, and he said the casket was open. We were looking. Because my friend inside kept sending me text messages of what was going on inside. And when it was time for this man to give an eulogy for the dead child, he was there talking about how they went to Disney World, how they took her to Nigeria the previous year, how they traveled the world with her, which is a lie. He and his wife always traveled, but this girl never traveled with them, except when they took her to Nigeria for the first and the last time. Anytime they were traveling, they would bundle her to their relatives. And did I mention to you that my child was homeschooled all her life? She never attended any school, real school. She was put at home because they didn't want her to know me or meet me by any chance. So this girl was already stuffed up in the house. She doesn't go out. They don't let her do anything. When she got to college, they insisted she do online classes, and that was where she said she's not going to do it, and she dropped out of college. So my daughter never had a college degree at 22. Normally, please, you get your first degree at 20, 21 or 22, depends on your birthday. So America has the
there's a specific month of the year that you, let me just leave all that. But America has, so like I said, my daughter was always in the house. She doesn't go out. She doesn't mix up with people. They never take her anywhere. So she's always in there with them. So him saying that they took him around the world was a shock to my ear that day. So they finished the funeral, and I saw them bring out my daughter's casket. I ran crazy in the car, and my friend tried holding me back. So I wanted to run out of the car. They said, no, don't do it. The police may arrest you. And you know what? I regret it. That's my greatest regret up till today. I wish that I had faced my fear and go to jail for it. But you know, when people are holding you, you have no choice. So everybody was, don't go. So I sat in the car and I saw them carry my baby, drive off. And I came home miserable. So the next day, I told myself, I have to find out what's happened. I called the police department and they demanded for police reports. And they said, oh, we can't give a police report except we have a proof that you are the mother. Thank God. I did not lose my daughter's birth certificate from the hospital. I still have her birth certificate and I'll have it to the end of my life. So I told them, yeah, I have her birth certificate. It's okay, come on in. So I went there and they gave me the police reports, and that was where I found out the truth. You know, these people told me that they found her unresponsive, but the truth was, or the police report suggested that my baby ended her own life. And till tomorrow, I will not buy that story. And that is why I'm telling this story everywhere, because I've tried to reach out to the police. I've tried to make them try to convince them to try to do more autopsy. I don't even think they did an autopsy. Yeah, they told me, they said because she took her life, we're not doing any autopsy, and we're not doing any more investigation. But I'm still working on convincing them to have an autopsy and investigation made. Because right after my daughter was buried, I started hearing stories. These people announced the birth of a set of twins. That same week, my daughter passed. And they did not announce her death. They announced that they have a new baby. It was only when I started contacting their friends, that their friends went online to challenge them because they posted the pictures of the babies. And their friends said, are you telling us what we are thinking? Are we sure what we are thinking is not what happened? Where did these twins come from? Guys, when you see the picture of these babies, nobody will tell you or convince you where they came from. You will automatically know where those twins came from. Remember, they took her to Nigeria, and once they came back, they dropped her off in the house, and they went back to Nigeria, and they claimed that my daughter ended her life alone in the house. The police report says their basement window was wide open. So, don't you think somebody could have come from the back, did what they did, and placed her in the car where the police found her body? Because when the police found her, she was already decomposed. That's why I don't have a date to my daughter's death, because the police don't have a date. It's just an assumption that she died on the 12th because they discovered her on the 12th. But the report says she was already decomposed when they found her. So these people make this make sense to me. This man, this couple welcomed a set of twins that look exactly like my daughter, and then my daughter took her own life a few weeks after. Because I don't understand how this can be true, and that is why I'm talking here online. And I will never stop talking. I won't stop talking. I will not stop talking because I want justice for my daughter. I want everyone to help. I want justice. The police have decided that she committed suicide, and they closed the case. And this people have a set of twins that looks exactly like my child. So where did the twins come from? That is the question I'm asking them. I've been asking that question on my videos, in all my videos. And I know they don't watch my videos. They do. Where did the twins come from? Can they just tell us where they got these twins from? Once you see these twins, guys, you are seeing either me or my daughter. Because my daughter looks exactly like me. People who went for her funeral said when they saw her in the casket, they thought it was just a laying there because the resemblance is too much. So the babies look, the girl twin looks like me. I mean the babies, and the boy looks like the man or my twin son because my son looks like the man. So when you put 1 plus 1 together, guys, there will be no mixing it, and that is why I'm crying out. I want the whole world to help. Please, I want to know what happened to my daughter and where the twins came from. if I get these answers, then I'm going to be fine. Then I'll just start mourning my child. Because I'm not even mourned by yet. I want to mourn her more after finding what happened to her. I've been in mourning since August, but that's not even enough. That's not enough. I want a closure so I can mourn my child and know what happened to her.
Hey guys, so this is how to make your beautiful snake.
If you saw Lola on campus, you would think she was the daughter of a senator or maybe the niece of a governor. Everything about her screamed luxury: her long human hair wigs, her perfectly done nails, her designer shoes, and of course, the brand new iPhone she held like a trophy. She wasn't just popular, she was worshipped. Other girls wanted to be her, and boys wanted to date her. Even the lecturers treated her differently. She drove a red Benz to class every day, the type of car only rich Lagos aunties drove. While her classmates were stressing over handouts and begging for 200 Nigerian Naira's airtime, Lola would stroll into class with a chilled bottle of smoothie in one hand and her phone in the other. Ignoring everyone like the world was beneath her, but nobody really knew Lola. Not even her best friend, Tonya and Lola had been roommates since their first year at the University of Lagos. They were close, eating together, going to class together, even sharing clothes sometimes. But as time went on, something changed. Lola upgraded, and she upgraded fast. In 100 level, they were both struggling girls. Sharing noodles, fetching water together, managing small weeks from Yoba Market. But in 200 level, she came back one semester with an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and by second semester, she was rocking Bond Street hair that cost more than some people's rent. Tonya asked questions. Of course, Lola, I beg where all this money they come from. She laughed one day as Lola opened a shopping bag from an expensive boutique on the island. Lola smiled, not breaking eye contact. My uncle from abroad is taking care of me. He said I deserve soft life. Tonya didn't fully believe it. She had never heard Lola talk about any uncle abroad before. But Lola spoke with confidence and acted so innocent that it was hard to argue. Besides, people had luck. Maybe this was Lola's own. But deep down, Tonya couldn't stop the burning feeling in her chest. Jealousy. Not the type that made her hate her friend, no. This one made her want what Lola had. I deserve soft life too, she would say to herself at night while scrolling through Lola's Instagram page, filled with beach vacations, expensive food, and designer bags. Godwin. Sometimes, she asked Lola to introduce her to the uncle, but Lola always changed the topic. You know Sabi say the man no too dey like Kuala people. She would say with a shrug, he just dey manage me. Tonya pretended to understand. But she didn't forget. Meanwhile, Lola continued her soft life. She never repeated clothes, never missed a manicure appointment, and never lacked cash. Everything about her was mysterious, and that mystery only made people admire her more. But while others clapped and praised her, Lola was living a life filled with secrets. Her phone never ran on speaker. She didn't allow Tonya to touch her bag, and she never ever left her phone unlocked. One night, Lola came back late, tired and moody. She tossed her bag on the bed and rushed to the bathroom, leaving her phone behind by mistake. Tonya was lying on the other bed, pretending to sleep. Her eyes opened the moment she heard the bathroom door close. She stared at the phone. It buzzed. Chief Olimide is calling. Tonya sat up slowly. The name was not saved as Uncle or Big Daddy, just Chief Olimide. That name rang a bell. She had heard people talk about a rich man with that name who spoiled university girls in Lagos. Some said he owned lands in Lekki. Some said he had hotels in Abuja. Some even claimed he had spiritual powers. The phone stopped ringing, then buzzed again. New message from Chief Olimide. I'm downstairs. I'm not a man that waits, Lola. Tonya's heart raced. So this was the mysterious uncle. She tiptoed to the phone. The message was still on the lock screen. Without thinking twice, she picked the phone, quickly took a picture of the number, and dropped it like it was hot coal. Just then, Lola came out of the bathroom, wiping her face with a towel. Tonya jumped back into bed, pretending to snore. Lola walked over to the phone, sighed, and picked it up. A few seconds later, she changed clothes and left the room in a hurry. Tonya sat up, wide-eyed and breathing hard. That night, she didn't sleep. She had the number. The key to the soft life. Lola returned the next morning around 6 a.m., looking tired but fulfilled. Her perfume still fresh, her new wristwatch sparkling, and her face glowing. She dropped a bag on her table and lay on the bed. Not saying a word, Tonya pretended not to notice, but her mind was already planning. By afternoon, Lola was asleep. Tonya took out her phone, opened WhatsApp, and saved the number, Chief Olimide. She thought for a few minutes, then typed, "Good afternoon, Chief. I'm a friend of Lola. She talks so highly of you. I hope it's okay that I reached out." She stared at the message for a few seconds, then hit send. The blue ticks appeared almost immediately. Then came the reply, "Interesting. And what exactly are you looking for from me?" Tonya smiled. The door to her own soft life had just opened. Lola had rules. No photos of Chief, no posting about the car he gave her, no showing his house or mentioning his name anywhere online. And most importantly, no telling anyone how they met. The man was a ghost in public but a lion behind closed doors. Lola had met Chief Olumide during a private dinner organized by one of her older friends. At the time, Lola was still managing her small phone and struggling with assignments. Life was hard, and the pressure to look good on campus was worse. Her roommates' clothes were old, her data was always low, and she was tired of depending on campus boys who only offered lunch and loud promises. But Chief was different. He didn't talk too much. He didn't even smile often. But when he looked at her that night, she felt chosen.
This was what I thought I would see. This was what I dreamt of. I dreamt that one day my daughter would come back to me and give me that hug that she never got from me. But these people said no. They didn't give me that chance. And that is too hard for me to take in. It's too hard. This was what I thought I would see. This was what I dreamt of. I dreamt that one day my daughter would come back to me and give me that hug that she never got from me.
Dada,
I randomly commented on someone's post about a lady who was in the same situation I was, and another lady replied,
Fatima calls herself the headquarters of beautiful hairstyles.
So you got a man living in your house. You short $300 for rent, you feed him, but he can't even lend you three little hundreds? But that ain't a boyfriend, that's a pet. Grandma, feed him and take him for a walk. So you got a man living in your house. You short $300 for rent, you feed him, but he can't even lend you three little hundreds? But that ain't a boyfriend, that's a pet. Grandma, feed him and take him for a walk. So you got a man living in your house. You short $300 for rent, you feed him, but he can't even lend you three little hundreds? But that ain't a boyfriend, that's a pet. Grandma.
Sophia, so you're really trekking just to find love? I just hope this trek brings something positive. I've always warned this gate man never to leave my gate wide opened. How did he even pass the security tests? Musa!
Madam, good morning. Don't be offended, ma. I went to ease myself. This will never repeat itself again. I promise, ma.
Musa, I refuse to let you spoil my good mood this morning. So please, carry yourself and open this gate for me. If you like, don't lock it when I'm gone.
Okay, ma. But madam, are you trekking? What about your car?
Musa, I don't remember paying you to question me. Now please, open this gate.
Sorry, ma.
Why is everywhere quiet? Has it always been like this, or is it my village people's plan to stop me from meeting the love of my life today? It must surely be my village people. Those people are too serious for my liking. But they came late anyways. Who is this driver that can't differentiate between car lane and pedestrian lane? Let me shift first.
Good morning, beautiful lady. Where are you heading to? My name is Kyle, by the way. Please, may I know you?
So you're the guy that couldn't differentiate between a car lane and a pedestrian lane? Ah! Anyways, my name is Sophia, and I'm heading to work. Why do you ask? Sophia, so you're really trekking just to find love? I just hope this trek brings something.
All this, but they just still claiming that it's a suicide. So which means my hands are tied once again, which also means that justice may not be served. But I'm optimistic. I'm very optimistic. I know that my God will fight for me, no matter how dark it looks. A whole human being cannot just die and go like that for all this. But they just still claiming that it's a suicide. So which means my hands are tied once again. Which also means that justice may not be served. But I'm optimistic. I'm very optimistic. I know that my God will fight for me, no matter how dark it looks. A whole human being cannot just die and go like that for all this. But they just still claiming that it's a suicide. So which means my hands are tied once again. And which also means that justice may not be served. But I'm optimistic. I'm very optimistic. I know that my God will fight for me, no matter how dark it looks. A whole human being cannot just die and go like that for all this. But they just still claiming that it's a suicide. So which means my hands are tied once again. And which also means that justice may not be served. But I'm optimistic. I'm very optimistic. I know that my God will fight for me, no matter how dark it looks. A whole human being cannot just die and go like that for all this. But they just still claiming that it's a suicide. So which means my hands are tied once again. And which also means that justice may not be served. But I'm optimistic. I'm very optimistic. I know that my God will fight for me, no matter how dark it looks. A whole human being cannot just die and go like that for all this. But they just still claiming that it's a suicide. So which means my hands are tied once again. And which also means that justice may not be served. But I'm optimistic. I'm very optimistic. I know that my God will fight for me, no matter how dark it looks. A whole human being cannot just die and go like that for all this. But they just still claiming that it's a suicide. So
Jennifer broke down when the pastor revealed that her friend was behind all her problems. Jennifer did not know why her heart was beating so fast. She sat quietly in front of the pastor. Her hands rested on her big stomach. Her body was weak. Her heart was already tired from pain. David stood beside her. He held her hand tightly, like he was afraid to lose her. The pastor stared at them for a long time. The church was quiet. Too quiet. Then he spoke. "Your problem is not from the hospital," he said slowly. "It is not medical. It is spiritual." Jennifer lifted her head. Her voice shook. "What do you mean?" she asked. The pastor sighed deeply. "The person destroying you," he said, "is very close to you." Jennifer swallowed hard. "Oh," she whispered. The pastor looked straight into her eyes. "Your friend," he said. "The one you trust. The one you call sister." Jennifer jumped up. "No," she cried. "That is not true. Christine would never hurt me. David closed his eyes. His heart was heavy. The pastor continued. She paused right before your first pregnancy, he said. That was why you collapsed. And every time you are about to give birth, she uses juju on you. She is planning to do it again. Jennifer screamed loudly. Her cry filled the church. I trusted her, she cried. I shared my life with her. I loved her like blood. David pulled her close. I warned you, he said softly. But you refused to believe. Jennifer's whole body shook. The pastor gave them instructions. For 3 days, he said. Wake up by 12 midnight. Pray without stopping. No fear. No sleeping. Jennifer and David obeyed. That same night, something strange happened. Christine could not sleep. Her body became very hot. Rashes appeared on her face. Her skin burned like fire. She screamed. She rolled on the floor. By the second night, she was very sick. Her body was weak. Her eyes were red. Her mind was confused. She cried and called her mother. Call Jennifer, she begged. I want to confess. I'm dying. Her mother was shocked. She had never seen Christine like this. Jennifer broke down when the pastor revealed that her friend was behind all her problems. Jennifer did not know why her heart was beating so fast. She sat quietly in front of the pastor. Her hands rested on her big stomach. Her body was weak. Her heart was already tired from pain. David stood beside her. He held her hand tightly, like he was afraid to lose her. The pastor stared at them for a long time. The church was quiet. Too quiet. Then he spoke. Your problem is not from the hospital, he said slowly. It is not medical. It is spiritual.
My brother, where are you from? My sister, where are you from? Fine, fine boys, fine, fine girls. Oh, let me see your hands in the air for beautiful place that I am proud of. Oh, my brother, where are you from? My sister, where are you from? My brother, where are you from? My sister, where are you from? Fine, fine boys, fine, fine girls. For let me see your hands in the air for beautiful place that I am proud of. Oh, my brother, where are you from? My sister, where are you from? My brother, where are you from? My sister, where are you from? Fine, fine boys, fine, fine girls. Let me see your hands in the air for beautiful place that I am proud of. Oh, my brother, where are you from? My sister, where are you from?
Mix Vaseline with baking soda.
I went through the lion's den and God brought me out. If you know me, you can still see that I'm not feeling good. I went through the lion's mouth and I came out. I did not deal with normal human beings. I was dealing with a couple that were highly diabolic. Yes. I dealt with a couple that were highly, when I say highly, these people were diabolic. Let me give you an instance. I think that was in 2008 or 9. A friend of mine called me and said, Dorothy. And I said, what? She said, if I did not know you, I would have said that you are a witch or that you have evil powers. And when she said that, I was like, what are you talking about? Because then I was still in Kansas to do that. I went through the lion thing and God brought me out.
Did you pass?
If you know me, you can still see that I'm not alone. I went through the lion's
It was
mouth
really
and I came
what
out.
you
I
say,
did
Lola?
not deal with normal
Devi
human
andare a
beings.
scuola.
I was dealing with
A scuola, sì.
highly diabolic. Yes.
Huh?
I dealt with a couple.
Siamo alla mattina, siamo alle 7
When I
qualcosa.
say highly,
Dobbiamo fare molto veloce.
let me give you an instance. I think
Perché non puoi fare i dolci?
2008 or 9, a friend of mine called me and said,
Lava denti
I said,
allora.
what? She said, if I did not know you, I would
Mamma,
have said
Ho detto
that
sì.
you were a witch.
Tu devi fare i dolci, no?
And when she said that, I was like, what are you talking about? Because then I was still in cancer to do that. I went through the lion thing and God brought me out. If you know me, you can still see that I'm not feeling good. I went through the lion's mouth and I came out. I did not deal with normal human beings. I was dealing with a couple.
You can never be last place, 'cause in my heart
È un zappato.
all of the times the world hurt you.
Cata.
Sorry, sorry. Pack up your bags and leave
Ancora.
you to the moon. You belong.
Ancora, forte. Forte.
Your eyes don't see beauty your heart holds.
Più
You
forte.
let the great times get into your head.
Forte.
Now I see you contemplating on your makeup. Where is your confidence? African targets. Where them get the head fancy mess with your head.
If a man expects a woman to be an angel in his life, he must first create heaven for her. Angels don't live in hell. Until you can find a man who can treat you better than you treat yourself, stay single. What's meant for you will find you, my darling. We live in a generation where women have to become a man
Quello che
because men
voglio.
are busy acting like a princess.
Incomodo.
If a man expects a woman to be an angel in his life, he must first create heaven for her. Angels don't live in hell. Until you can find a man who can treat you better than you treat yourself, stay single. What's meant for you will find you, my darling. We live in a generation where women have to become a man because men are busy acting like a princess. If a man expects a woman to be an angel in his life, he must first create heaven for her. Angels don't live in hell. Until you can find a man who can treat you better than you treat yourself, stay single. What's meant for you will find you, my darling. We live in a generation where women have to become a man because men are busy acting like a princess. If a man expects a woman to be an angel in his life, he must first create heaven for her. Angels don't live in hell. Until you can find a man who can treat you better than you treat yourself, stay single. What's meant for you will find you, my darling. We live in a generation where women have to become a man because men are busy acting like a princess. If a man expects a woman to be an angel in his life,
Basta, basta.
he
Sale,
must
sale,
create
sale.
angels don't live in
Stavo
hell.
cercando
Until
solo
you can find a
tassa.
man who can treat you better than you treat yourself, stay single. What's meant for you will find you, my darling. We live in a generation where women have to become a man because men are busy acting like a princess. If a man expects a woman to be an angel in his life, he must first create heaven.
Dove pancake o
Angels don't live in
pasta?
hell. Until you can find a man who can treat you better than you treat yourself, stay single.
What's meant for you will find you, my darling. We live in a generation where women have to become a man because men are busy acting like a princess. If a man expects a woman to be an angel in his life, he must first create heaven for her. Angels don't live in hell. Until you can find a man who can treat you better than you treat yourself, stay single. What's meant for you will find you, my darling. We live in a generation where women have to become a man because men are busy acting like a princess. If a man expects a woman to be an angel in his life, he must create heaven for her. Angels don't live in hell. Until you can find a man who can treat you better than you treat yourself, stay single.
No,
What's meant for you will find you, my darling. We live in a generation where women have to become a man because men are busy acting like a princess. If a man expects a woman to be an angel in his life, he must first create heaven for her. Angels don't live in hell. Until you can find a man who can treat you better than you treat yourself, stay single. What's meant for you will find you, my darling. We live in a generation where women have to become a man because men are busy acting like a princess.
Okay, guys, I'm
If a
done
man
preparing
expects a woman to be an
breakfast
angel in
with the
his life,
children.
he must first create
I'm
heaven
going to
for
get
her.
them ready for school.
Angels don't live in hell.
So
Until you
you're
can
all
find a man
set
who can
with
treat you
your
better than you
side
treat
milk.
yourself, stay single.
Okay.
What's meant for you
For now, I have to go and get them
We
ready
live in a generation where
because
women have to become a
to
man
get
because men are busy
4 or 5
acting like
children
a
ready,
princess.
it's not like an
If
easy,
a man
easy
expects a
task.
woman to
So
be
I
an
have to go.
angel in his
See you in
life,
my next
he
video.
must
Love you
first
all.
create heaven
Love you
for
so
her.
much. Don't forget to follow me up. Like this video. I love you. I love you. Have a nice day. Good morning. Good morning. A very nice morning to you all. Bye.